shoulder blades are like something resting the back side of your rib cage, and then as you shift your arms, they are coming apart and coming closer, coming apart and closer. Those are the lateral movement. And also, if you bring your arms up over your head, they elevate. And also, if you bring your shoulders down, and even if you reach the fingers toward the floor, the shoulder blades coming down as you move. Okay, imagining these shoulder blades movement, we are going to move the shoulder blades. If you feel tired in this seated position, you can definitely change the seated position, like cross-legged. And then from here, resting your hand down by your side, and we are going to lift our shoulder blades up toward the ear, and drawing them down closer to your hips, and bring it up. Keep breathing, and down, up, and down, up, and down. I'm showing the movement of the shoulder blades. And back to neutral, and this time we are going to separate our shoulder blades apart by a little bit, bringing your shoulder blades a little bit forward, and back, and forward, apart, and back together, forward, and back. When you bring your shoulder blades back together, try to draw them down closer to your hips. If you are someone typing a lot of hours every day, then shoulder blades tend to be coming up and forward in this direction. So we want to bring them back and down right now. And from here, bring your shoulder blades together and forward, and bring it upward, elevate the shoulder blades, and then keep the elevation, and then bring them back closer together towards your center, toward your spine, and bring them down closer to your hips without separating them out. And bring the shoulder blades forward, and bring it up, and bring them closer together, and keeping them closer, bring them down closer to your hip. Okay, shift the direction of the circle. Now, bring the shoulder blades together, and keeping the distance between the shoulder blades, and bring them up towards your ear, and bring them forward, and keeping them apart, bring them down towards your hips, and bring them closer, keeping the closer distance, and bring them up towards your ear, and forward, and down. A couple more rounds. If you would like to visit the different direction one more time, definitely you can. What I'm saying this class is just an offering, suggestion, so you can opt out anytime, and you can modify at any time. Okay, let's call it enough. Shake your arms out to the side. And then from here, come to a kneeling position with your knees on the floor. Your feet are pointed toward the back side of the ground. And if your knees are tender, you can definitely place your blanket under your knees. And then from here, take your hands onto your hips by bringing your chin towards your chest, and slowly curl your spine in towards your belly, and slowly rounding your back up to the ceiling, and slowly building your spine upright. And this time, let your chest shine toward the ceiling, coming into back bending. Next time you're coming back to a neutral, can you tuck your pelvis slightly? And then round your back, bringing your chin towards your sternum, and coming into the forward fold. And slowly building the spine upright by one vertebra by one vertebra. And bring your chin up toward the ceiling and your chest toward the ceiling. And come to back bending position. Can you still try to place your hips right above your knees, even if you're back bending? So it's not like this extreme back bending, but keeping the pelvis right above your knees so that you can come into a little bit gentle back bending position. Keep your natural breathing here and come back to neutral. And then from here, come to all fours. Your hands are below your shoulders and your knee is right below your hips. And then from here, just like we did while seated position, you're going to do shoulder blades movement. So bring your shoulder blades together without sinking into your belly. So your elbows are straight and your belly is a little bit sucking in, but it's a little bit engaging. And then from here, bring your shoulder blades closer together and apart. So as you bring your shoulder blades apart, when you're kind of look like rounding, but this movement is mostly coming from your shoulder blades. So instead of using your spine, move your shoulder blades apart and closer. Some people call it scapular push-up. Next time you're coming back to neutral position, try to elevate your shoulder blades up towards your ear. Now bring them closer towards your hips without sinking down into your belly. And up towards your ear and down towards your hips. Up towards your ear and back towards your hips. And we are going to combine these two movements together. So we are going to make circle. So bring your shoulder blades together and bring them closer, keeping the distance, and bring the shoulder blades back towards your back lower, towards your hips, and separate them apart and shift your shoulder blades up and over toward your ear and bring them closer and draw them down closer to your hip. So repeat the circle a couple of times without using the help of your spine. Shoulder blade circles. If you notice your low back is sinking down, try not to sink into your spine. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, slowly walk your hands towards your thighs, and we have been onto our hands, so a little bit shake to give some juice. Okay, now come to kneeling position. You can tuck your toes under or untuck, whichever you feel comfortable. And offer your hands forward. And rib extension into your wrists. And then from here, try to draw your nails towards your forearm. It requires a lot of effort on the forearm muscles. And release it back so that you can point the fingers toward the front of the space. And one more time, bring the top of your palms toward your forearm. I don't think anyone likes this position, but it's good to bring awareness to the wrists and forearms, because if you practice Aikido, there are a lot of times you put your hands down onto the floor without expectation. So you need to be ready to come into this wrist extension. Okay, next time you're coming into wrist extension, pause here. I'm going to count 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then flex. Your palms are pointing towards your belly, keeping your elbows straight. I don't have a good control over this wrist mobility, so sometimes I notice my elbows are trying to help this movement, but keep them straight. You can visit extension and flexion a couple times. Keep breathing. When the pose or things you are doing get difficult, sometimes we forget to breathe, but if you forget to breathe, you can't live. Okay, next time you're coming into wrist flexion, your fingers are pointing down toward the floor. I'm going to count 5, 4, 3, elbows straight, 2, 1, 0. Okay, shake it out. Okay, come to all fours again. This time with the tops of your palm down onto the ground. So if you feel tender here, you might want to shift your torso a little bit behind so that you can put a little less pressure into your wrist. Your wrist is in this position. Your tops of your palm is down onto the ground. And if you can try to figure out where is the best position, then you might want to shift back and forth in between forward and back. And keep your elbows straight, nice and straight again. And next time you find the position you are feeling comfortable, pause there. And by one finger at a time from pinky, curl the fingers into your palm. Curl the fingers into your palm. And lastly, your thumbs are wrapping around the fingers. And pause here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this time you're going the opposite way. So your thumb is coming down onto the floor and slowly unfurl your fingers one at a time from pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. And then from here, we're going to do a little bit of push-up. So if you notice you're coming into a little bit too much pressure, then you might want to shift your torso slightly back and bend into both elbows out to the side and shift your chest towards your floor, like kissing down onto the floor. I hope it's clean. And pushing up and coming back to floor. Maybe we can practice 4 more times at your own pace. Okay, if you finish 5 times, now place the palm down onto the ground and step your right foot forward in between the hands. The practice we did right before this, the wrist flexion, extension, and forearms, they are, I think, I have practiced only twice of Aikido, but I realized it's really important for Aikido practice because we support our weight on the floor a lot of times to take falls. Okay, yeah, okay. From here, we are making 90 degrees on the front leg and also the back leg too. You can tuck your toes under, whichever you feel comfortable. And then from here, explore your pelvis movement. And if your knees are tender, place something on the knee. And explore your pelvis by tucking and untucking, tucking and untucking. And also side to side. Often in yoga practice, we stay in one position and sometimes it gives us a little bit rigid feeling. So I want to make it a little bit fluid. Okay, if you find your center of your pelvis, now offer your hands forward with your palms up toward the ceiling. And then from here, bring it up and over your head. And if you notice you can't go any further, it could be here or here. And then flip your palms so that they can face toward the outside. And then keep rotating so that you can complete the circle toward behind. And now flip your palm so that your palm is facing behind you. And then from here, we are going back the way we came. So press the air behind you and flip the palm to face outside and bring it up and over. And at the top point, your palms are facing behind you and bring it back down. The point here is you're trying to use your shoulder blades. So as you bring your arms up and over your head, try to bring your shoulder blades down toward your hips and flip your palms out to the side and ending with your palms facing behind you. Press the air behind you and rotate your shoulders. You're externally rotating. Bring it up and down to the front. A couple more times like that. We are going to use this movement as an expression of the shoulder blades movement. Okay, next time your hands are coming to the front, place your hands so that aside of your front foot and lengthens with the back leg. So the back of your left leg, back of your left knee is pressing into the air, coming into low lunge. And then you can place your left hand onto the ground, and the other hand onto your chest. Your right hand is on your chest. And then slowly, by pushing your chest into your right hand, twist over to your right side. This is called open twist. And you can explore by bringing your arm up toward the ceiling and bring your awareness to your shoulder blade. So your bottom shoulder blade is coming apart from the center, and your upper shoulder blade is coming toward your spine. You are stucking your shoulder blades here. On your next inhale, slowly untwist and back to low lunge. And then from here, walk your front leg out to the side of your right hand and take a big step with your left foot, coming into horse stance. Your toes are pointing out to the side, your knees are pointing out to the side, and slowly coming up to standing position. Inhale, sweep your arms and up, out and up over your head, and exhale through the center. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head, and exhale. Take your hands at the hip points and then bending into your knees and shift your weight side to side to find your center. And if you find your center, use your pelvis, explore your pelvis by tucking and untucking, tuck and untuck, tuck and untuck, and side to side, side to side. That's just like we did in the last position. And sweep your arms out and up. And exhale. Okay, slight bend into both knees and forward fold. And you can place your hands down to the ground. You can lengthen your legs and release the weight of your skull and release the weight of your torso down toward the ground. You can nod or shake your head side to side, yielding to the gravity. Now walk your hands slightly forward so that you can come back to full force again. Okay, And then from here, step your left foot forward inside of your arms, hands. And then bring your torso upright. And shift your pelvis side to side. And tuck and untuck to explore. And then place your hands down onto the ground and tuck the back toes under. And lift the back knee off the floor, coming into low lunge. And then from here, place your right hand onto the ground and the other hand, left hand, onto the front of your chest by pressing your left hand from your chest and coming into twist position. Your bottom shoulder blade is reaching toward the floor and upper shoulder blade is coming closer to the center of your spine. You can glance at your fingers up toward the ceiling. Keep breathing. And slowly untwist so that you're coming into low lunge and place the back knee down and step back to all fours. Now come to kneeling position. And then from here, bring your arms facing toward the front of the space and swing your arms up and over and externally rotate so that your palms are facing out to the sides and bring it back behind you. Bringing your shoulder blades closer together and down closer to your hips. And do the opposite circle, so pressing the air behind and externally rotate and bring it up and over. Your palm is facing behind you and bring it back down. Bring your arms forward and behind you. When you notice your ribs are puffing forward, try to bring the ribs down closer to your pubic bone. So not like this, but instead, bring your arms up over your head as much as you can without flaring your wrists out. So we are exploring the arm movement, shoulder blades movement. Keep breathing. Now place your hands in front of you and tuck the toes under. And by lengthening through your legs and coming into downward facing dog, you can pedal out your feet to feel comfortable in this position. And also here, your shoulder blades are coming apart, strongly supporting the position here. Can you try to bring your thighs closer to your hip joint, bringing the knees up towards your hip joint? And slowly bending to your knees and coming down onto the floor, child's pose. Feel your breathing through your thighs. Your thighs are connected to your chest. Okay, again, from here, we are staying in child pose and keep the good connection through your left hand onto the ground and hover your right arm off the floor. Your palm is facing towards the midline. And then from here, coming into a circle position. So bring your right arm off the floor and internally rotate your arm and bring it back behind you, next to your hips. And pressing into the air, lifting your hand off the floor and uncircle toward the front of the space. And 2 more circles, complete circles at your own pace. Make sure your left rib cage is connected to your thigh, left thigh. Can you feel your shoulder blade is moving to make the movement happening, these circles happening? Okay, pause at the center and switch the hand. So your outer edge of your left hand is connected down onto the ground and hover it off the floor and start making a circle by flipping the palm out to the side, internally rotate it. And bring it back behind your feet. Your palm is facing up when you finish the circle behind. And press the air with your palm, externally rotate your shoulder, and bring it forward. 2 more at your own pace. Make sure your right rib cage is connected closely to the right thigh. Yeah, take rest whenever you need. Oh, that's beautiful, Evie. When you finish the circle, come back to full force and slowly bring your weight into your heels and slowly come up to standing position. And then from here, we are going to give a last minute shoulder movement and also leg movement. And take a hip distance apart with your feet and your arms are wide out to the side. And starting from our arm movement, so internally rotate through your left hand, your thumb is pointing down, and your right hand, your thumb is pointing up toward the ceiling, externally rotate so that your right palm is facing up toward the ceiling. And as you internally rotate through your right hand so that your thumb is pointing down, bring your left arm into externally rotated. So shift in between this internal and external rotation as you are removing water from a towel. And if you notice your spine is moving, we are just starting to move from our shoulders. And next time your right palm is facing up, externally rotated, and your left is internally rotated, your thumb is pointing down, left thumb is pointing down. Bend into both knees and bring your hip towards your left. And as you shift into the opposite way, bring your hip towards your right. So as you shift your arms, bring your hips. Your hips are pointing toward internally rotated arm. Pressing into the side of your hips to make this movement into a full body movement. You can even glance at your fingers that are externally rotated, opposite from your hips. I feel so hot here. Yeah, you are doing it, Brad. You're beautiful. Great job, you all. Great. Okay, pause at the center and shake your legs out and arms out to the side. And you can swing your arms like this. And next time your arms are wide out to the side, inhale. And look up toward the ceiling. And exhale down by your side. Inhale. And exhale. One last squat. Your toes are pointing out to the side and your arms are facing forward. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now place your hands at the front of your chest, feeling into your breath and your heartbeat. Maybe it's much faster than when we started this practicing. Now slowly come down onto the floor. We have a couple minutes left till 45 minutes of practice. So come down onto your back. Make sure you have everything you need to feel comfortable, a sweater or socks or blanket or maybe bolster or cushions so that you can feel comfortable. I like to put something under my knees or calf muscles to elevate. And the purpose of these blocks for me is to feel a little bit comfortable around my low back. If I just recline down onto the ground, I might feel a little bit tense around my low back. So to prevent that happens, I like to have something under my knees. That could be pillow or blanket. And bring your awareness to your breathing, natural breathing. Is it warm? Is it humid? Which part of your body is connected to the floor? Which part do you feel heaviest? Do you feel your shoulder blades get connected to the floor? That worked really hard today. Do you feel the blood flow? Not just from your heart, but also from your hip joint, or armpits, or elbow pits, or calf muscles, even your fingertips. We are going to stay here 2 more minutes. Slowly bring your awareness back to the space. Sound from the streets, maybe sound of birds, the air circulation around your body. Maybe you feel the warmth of the floor or the clothing. Now slowly bring your hands onto your chest. Get back to your breath. And today we are going to close this class with this reclining position. So you can take a deep inhale in and exhale out through the mouth. 2 more at your own pace. Thank you for showing up today and sharing your practice with us all. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you. You can stay here for a little longer because you are staying at home. Okay. My name is Kana. If you have any feedback or complaints or requests, you can just let me know, or Shino, or Eddie, whoever you feel comfortable. Thank you.